The biggest lie in dropshipping is that you need a 10 or 20 product store to actually look legit. In 2026, high volume sellers are moving to one product brands because they convert 3 times better and take a fraction of the time to build. This is the exact shortcut that allows our students to test 5 or even 10 products a day while everyone else is still stuck on their Shopify homepage trying to find out what color matches with green. It turns your store into an infrastructure that actually scales. Pay attention. And let's get started. All right, so this is the One Link Store AI Builder. And this is going to make it super easy for you to create an entire dropshipping store based around one product and even help you expand it as you start to grow your brand. Check it out. So the first thing that we see when we jump onto the One Link Store page is going to be this screen. Here we have a few different examples or a few different products that we can already choose from to get our store started. Now, there's a few different options on here. Like there's a few here by default, and there's a few different niches and categories up here as well. But you don't have to use these. If there's another product that you want to use yourself, if there's a product that you found that's currently trending, or maybe you found a product from one of our monthly top 10 products list and you're like, this is the one, then we can go ahead and add that as well. Check it out. Now for this, I am going to be using a generic link that I found over at AliExpress for a grounding mat. So all we need to do is go ahead and take this link. We're going to run over to our One Link Store Builder and then paste the link in here. Then we're going to go ahead and click on Build My Store. Then the One Link Store Builder is going to do a product analysis, and it's going to tell you whether or not this product is something that's worth your time or not. So here you can see that you get a product score, you get the results, whether it's a bad product, a good product, or an amazing result. And then you get a couple of extra little pieces of information here, like how much you can make from it, is it easy to bundle, and how many images are included in the ad or in the product itself that you can use for your creatives, whether it be images or UGC. Now, if we're happy with this, you can simply go ahead and click on Configure My Product. Then it's going to ask us a couple of questions. So for me, it's going to be in the English language. And who's our target audience? So who wants to buy this product from us? So in this case, we are doing a grounding mat, right? So I think I'm going to go with Emma, a young student, but there were a few other options that are very viable as well. Now, what is the communication style for her? Do we want her to find her calm in chaos? This is more or less the one that I was going for, but we can also connect with nature indoors because it's a grounding mat. The whole point of the product is to be able to ground you to the earth. The other option is transform stress into serenity. This actually sounds very enticing, but I'm going to go with the first one. But we can always let AI choose if we're not sure. All right, then we're going to choose a few product images. So we can go ahead and deselect these if some of them, for whatever reason, aren't relevant. We can take them out. And then that's pretty much it. Now we can just simply go straight to my store. So as you can see, there's nothing here. It's just like a blank template, but then boom, out of nowhere, it becomes pre-filled and the AI takes over and it generates our entire page for us. So here we have our fully converting Shopify page or Shopify store. Here we can see that we have the different features, a couple of little trust badges. We have the different variations, our different images. We can go ahead and click on these. And then this little pop-up comes up on the side where we can start to change or rearrange a few things. Now we can go ahead and scroll down. We see how everything is laid out. We have a frequently asked questions section. We have some information on the product itself. This is actually really nice right here because this gives a very good trust feeling to the customers and it allows them to really feel comfortable when they're actually making a purchase on our store. Now we keep scrolling. We have a nice little limited time offer. So if you pass the 28 hours, sorry, the price is going to go up. Obviously we can change this or we can just leave it for the next year and it's always going to be the next 28 hours. Then we have, of course, a bit more information, a few other sections, and just more information on the product until we get to the reviews and our footer. So we also have here all of the different badges for our payment processors, search, and contact. So it's a fully built store and it literally just takes a few minutes. But that's not it. You can always expand your store. You can change a few things. You can customize it to your liking. Check it out. You can literally click on anything on here and you can start to make any edits. So let's say we don't want it to improve sleep quality. We want it to improve, let's say, our energy, right? So improves energy throughout the day. And that's it. We can actually change everything that we want directly on the page. And that makes it so easy to customize this for our brand and for the vision that we have for our website. Now, another cool thing is that if you don't like this color scheme, you can change it too. And you don't have to start guessing as to which colors match with which. That's something that I always had an issue with. Every single time I would create a new store, especially at the beginning, I would just focus too much on stuff that doesn't matter, like the color palette. While it does matter because you do need to have things look good, it's not something that you need to spend 2 or 3 hours on. Just choose one and move on. fix it later. But this is going to make it so much easier because you actually have preloaded color palettes. So we can go ahead and choose the friendly options. We have a few playful options, minimal and professional. My favorite ones so far have been the professional and the minimal, but this playful one actually looks pretty cool. So let's click on that. We can see everything automatically changes. That's a nice green and purple. I've always liked that combination. For some reason, some people don't like it. Actually, I want to know your favorite color combination. Let me know down in the comments below. Other than that, we have, let's say this one over here. This one actually probably goes a lot better with the entire grounding map theme and the concept of it, because it's green. It's like an earthy green. So you know what? This is what we're going to stick with. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this font, to be honest with you. I think it just looks too flat, maybe too boring. So let's click on over to fonts and let's change it. Let's check out this one over here. Nah, it doesn't look professional. The minimal one looks a little bit better. It looks similar to the one that we just had, but it has more rounded corners. This is the one that we had, the friendly. Then we have the professional. You know what? I actually kind of like this professional one, but I'm digging the minimal. Let's go with the professional heading. Let's go ahead and change some of these elements because I feel like it's a little too flat. So let's add some background shading or a little bit of a shadow to these. So here on our element styles, we can change how they look. So let's choose the brick, and you can see over here, it immediately changed over and it just looks a lot more dynamic. It looks like you can actually go ahead and press it. That drop shadow does give it that little pop out effect. So it looks a lot nicer and it does help it stand out. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about those rounded corners. So, you know, I think it was good the way that it was. So let's just do partial rounded. There you go. Also, there are a few other options. So let's say you want to do the ghost. It changes the edges over here. We have gradient. You also have something like a soft style. So you have a softer style over here. But I'm going to stick with my brick because I like that one. Now, as far as the images, we can do the same thing because you can see that there's no border around them. So we can go ahead and add the break effect to these as well. So it gives them that little pop out effect. And we can also mess with the corner radius. So how rounded are the corners? And same thing goes for the different cards that we have. So we can add a brick over here. And as you saw, nothing really happened, but that's because we don't have cards here. So let's scroll down a little bit. And we're going to see them over here. So we can go ahead and change those, right? You see? Brick, no brick, shadow. I'm going to stick to the brick. And then last but not least, we can also change the icons. So these little icons over here, we can change them to be like emojis if we like that. If we like them to be just like a solid bold outline, the regular outline, which is a little bit thinner, or solid. I personally like the regular because I don't like too much color on there because there's already enough color with, you know, the stars over here, some of the info here, and it kind of just takes away from the focus. As I'm looking through this, I feel like there might be a little bit too much information on here. Like we have find your calm in chaos. Then we also have more information. We have the limited time offer and a bit more information and a bit more information. The frequently asked questions might look better on the bottom. So let's move that all the way to the bottom. All we have to do is click on this little sidebar. All right, so I'm going to put them under the reviews. So the frequently asked questions are under the reviews. This looks okay. This looks pretty good, but I'm not entirely sure if I want this. Actually, you know what? These percentages actually kind of make it look a bit more legit. So let's remove this one right here because this might be a little bit too big. So we can simply, if we do want to remove it, we can click on delete and the entire section is gone. But then you think, crap, you know what actually looks better with it? We can simply just go up here where it says add section and we can choose a section to add directly on this page. So I think the one that we had was the product highlights. And then how do we want to section it? We can do a couple of different options here. We can choose how it's going to look. I'm going to change it up though. I'm going to do this one. And now it comes all the way to the bottom. So we can go ahead and click on this and we can move it up and keep moving it all the way to the top or wherever it is that we want to place it. Now, another thing is that up here, you have your different pages. So you can check out your homepage directly from here. This is what our homepage looks like. As you can see, it looks a little bit different than our actual product page. This is essentially their landing page or the first page that they jump onto. We also have the catalog page, which is going to show all of your different products if you choose to add more products either now or later on. We have the reviews page, which is specific for reviews and a bit more information. And then, of course, we have our product page. Now, if we do want to add another product because we see that this product is selling and we find out, oh, you know what? Maybe there's another product that we can add to this to upsell. So that way we can increase our average order value. Well, that's super easy too. All we have to do is click on product page and click on add product. Now we can either get started now or we can add the product manually. If we click on get started now, this makes it so much easier because this is actually going to connect your OneLink store account with AutoDS. So that way you can simply just look for the different products on here and you can automatically import the different products to your store. So let's say we're looking through some of these different options over here. We can click on, let's say, a relevant niche, like maybe the home and garden, and then we can choose some of the different options here. So check out this electric coffee grinder. We can go ahead and import this one to our store directly from here. But before we do go ahead and do that, we do need to connect our store to Shopify. So we can go ahead and up here and click on Connect Store, and we can either create a new Shopify account and gain access to a brand new account with the special discount that they always provide, or we can add it to an existing Shopify store. So what we're going to do is we're going to do really quick. We're going to open up a new Shopify account, and then we're going to go to Open Shopify. Now we're going to start up through here. We're going to go through the regular process like we always do. I already have an account, but I'm not going to connect it to my existing account. I'm going to open up a new store for this. All right, so I opened up the store. I wasn't going to bore you with the entire, the boring details because you already know how to do this. But what we're going to do on this part is we're going to go ahead and take this up here. We're going to take our URL. We're going to run back over to our one link store, and we're going to paste the link on here. So go ahead and install the app. It's going to take us back to Shopify. Click on install, and that's it. That's all we have to do. So now we can go ahead and publish our store if we choose to, and our store will be live just literally within a few seconds. All right, so now we can see down here, it says that our store is now live. So let's run back over to Shopify. Let's click on online store and view your online store. So this is what it looks like. And as you can see, obviously it looks exactly the same as what we were working on. So let's just go back to the one link store. When you customize your Shopify store through Shopify, it makes it kind of hard to change your logo because you have to go here, click here, do this. There's a few different things. It actually makes it a lot easier here to be able to customize that as well. So all we have to do is click on the little section up here and then look for the logo. So we click on that, and all we have to do is change it. Click on this. We can add a product image. Obviously, we're not going to do that, but we can upload our own image and then just swap it out that way. And one other thing that I forgot to mention that is actually very helpful that a lot of people really need to think about: a responsive website, a mobile responsive website. So some people we'll get a website, and when it's accessed through mobile, it looks nothing like the original, or it's just super messy. So here you can actually click on the mobile version up here, and you can see what it's going to look like. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and change any sections. You can move a few things, and you can adjust it so that way it is optimized for mobile. So your customers can check out whether they're browsing through the desktop or they're just checking out on their cell phone. Now, if you do want to test multiple products, but you don't want to do them all on the same store, you also have the option to be able to have multiple one product stores. So you can see all of those through here on your profile. You can see all of your active stores, whether they've been published or if they're in a draft state, simply because you're still editing them. Now, create a new store. Just go ahead and click on that. Type in your new link, or you can simply just choose one of the products that are down here from the different niches. Now, as you saw, we were able to build an entire dropshipping store based off of just one product in literally less than the time it takes for you to brew a cup of coffee. So if you do want to check out the one link store and start building your one product store today, then just go ahead and check out the link down in the description below. So that way you can get started with the special trial offer. And to help you scale even quicker using the images that you're provided with the one link store, then check out this video right here. So that way you can learn how to create AI UGC videos that can really help your store start to scale and get noticed.